and it can only be used for required repairs and cosmetic items. So that last, yeah,
I got you on that one.
Yeah.
Joe, is that recording okay? Is the visual, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the escrow repair, I see that a lot of you guys are getting inquiries about escrow repair, and you got to know how to handle those so you don't lose your loan. So, does everyone know what escrow repair is?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so when somebody's buying a house, they can get money for repairs that are required for the home, that are required up to $5,000 with FHA or USDA. Okay. Now these are not for cosmetic items; it's only for required. So if the wife says, "Oh, I don't like the carpet," that doesn't work for that.
Right.
If there's no carpet, then you can get money for the carpet. If there's no kitchen cabinets, then you can get money for the cabinets. It's not if I don't like the cabinets, I want to replace them. It's if there's no cabinets. Okay. Nothing structural or foundation can be allowed though. And the way it works is it's added on top of the loan. But the buyer has to put up half of the amount for the repair into escrow, right? And so what ends up happening is $5,000 is the amount. They have to put the $2,500 up.
Is that in addition, like on FHA, to their down payment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, is in addition to their down payment. And so that is put there as a reserve, and it has to be done by a contractor. It can't be done by the brother. It can't be done by a friend. It can't be done by them. They have to go get a bid from a contractor, and then the contractor will do the job. They have 30 days after they close to get the job done. Okay, and if there's any money left over on that money they put up, it's refunded back to them.
So to be clear, it's a $5,000 escrow, but the buyer has to put up $2,500 with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if there's anything left over,
It's refunded back.
it's refunded back to the buyer after closing.
Yeah, I called my client. I said, look, if you got to come up with $2,500, why don't you go FHA and get a more house?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, the thing is that it can be done though. It adds another layer, and what we were talking about earlier, you said, well, why do you want to do it? It's a $50,000 loan. My thing is, if you're new, you don't have a lot of loans, but I get trained on it, so when the big loan comes in, you'll know how to deal with it. But there will be escrow repair loans, and to me, if you want to learn how to do it, it can be another loan that you can offer. But I mean, moving forward, after you've been here in the business for a decent amount of time, you build up your pipeline, you're not going to want to do it for small loans. It's not worth it, because there is extra work involved.
Yeah, so you can just pass it on to the new people, right?
Yeah, I mean, just give it to the new guy that's training, let him learn about it. So, what else we got?
Which questions y'all got, man? I need everybody to make money so I get the bonuses.
What do you say?
I said, what questions y'all got? We need everybody to make money so I get
Ask the
bonuses.
question then, new guy. What are you talking about?
I'm reading mine.
Guys, when someone wants an FHA loan, pull up the county and look at the limits.
That's
Be
good.
clear on that.
You can even research this right online.
Yeah.
It
It's
stays
right
pretty.
there.
It stays pretty updated. You can just Google it. It'll give you loan limits, FHA loan limits for that county.
They got a little drop down screen on the website, don't they?
Come on, man. I know you guys got some more questions. Don't be shy. This is it, man. This is whether you're gonna get to the top or not. You got to know this stuff.
Wasn't there a loan under the FHA that allows up to $35,000?
Yeah, that's a 203K. That's a renovation loan. Yeah. We offer a renovation loan, but that's that you can actually go up to higher than you go up to 100,000 for repairs.
But you can't get a swimming pool or outdoor kitchen.
Yeah, well, you can with a home style loan, but not with a 203K.
Got you.
With a home style, you can get that, but the thing is, if those kind of loans come in, huh?
It's supposed to appraise.
Yeah, but they go off of the future value.
If you try.
Yeah.
So the home style loan is the conventional equivalent of the
Yes, but it's
basically, but it lets you do aesthetics.
yeah, no, the 203K lets you do aesthetics too.
I mean luxuries.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. The full 203K will let you do luxuries and the home style. There's two 203Ks. There's a Streamline and there's a full. The Streamline is maxed at 35, and then the full is maxed at 100. And then the Streamline is like it's the 203K on steroids. You know, you can pretty much. I mean, we use that on a few houses from Katrina, and so where the house was just torn apart, and like a lot of you can only use it on primary residence and second for home style. For FHA on 203K, it's only used for primary only. Yeah.
What's the season period?
Huh?
What's the season period? for
How long
those
can you?
loans? How long? Yeah, how long can you?
Or you can do it on a purchase, excuse me.
Or refinance.
Or refinance, okay.
But for example, let's say I do that loan, I put up $80,000 in repairs and all that, and all of a sudden something happens and I have to sell a house and I gotta move. I know with FHA they have that 3-month season period for
Yeah.
house flipping rule.
Yeah.
But in those particular loans, since there's a lot of repairs that's needed, is that like extended 6 months or a year? You cannot sell it or anything like that?
Well, from the conventional side, if your profit's more than 20%, then there has to be 2 appraisals required.
On Streamline, even if they're gonna do repairs, their payment to us, they're 5% less, correct?
Huh?
On the Streamline refi.
What do you mean they're paying 5% less?
On the Streamline refi, then their payment have to come in 5% less, the new payment?
Yeah, we're not even talking about that though. I mean, that's a whole separate loan program. I mean, yeah, the Streamline. Okay, yeah,
I was talking about the FHA Streamline.
Yeah, but he's talking about a 203K.
Oh,
We're talking about renovation loans, right? A Streamline Refinance is way different. Streamline Refinance is where the person already has an FHA loan and they want to refinance. Well, you can do a Streamline Refinance where there's no income verification, no appraisal required, no credit check. The only thing I want to see is did you make your mortgage payment on time for the last 12 months?
Really?
Yes.
But under that, they're not taking any equity out.
No, they're not.
Just
No
trying to
cash
get a
out.
lower
No,
rate.
just
right?
lowering the rate. That's it.
Right.
But they have to lower their payment by at least 5% of their current payment in order to do the Streamline Refinance, and it has to be an existing FHA loan. You see, if somebody has a FHA loan, they cannot refinance into USDA.
Right.
Only USDA can refinance into USDA.
Yes.
But see, USDA can refinance into FHA.
Where's the textbook? Angelo? Seriously.
I got a question. Once you finish explaining that, who's on first and who's on second? What's on second? I have a question about USDA. Do they still do recapture with USDA? Like if you bought a home and there was a seasoning where you had to keep it for X amount of years. If not, you have to pay a recapture.
No, there's no recapture.
They don't do that anymore?
Yeah, there's no. It's a non-recourse loan. It's a non-recapture loan. So
Is that relatively new in the past couple of years? Or was that?
since I've been doing them, I haven't seen that.
Because that's why we didn't want to bother with them, because there was. Now you just said you can't refi out of FHA to USDA.
No, you cannot do that.
But you can refi out of USDA to FHA.
Right.
We didn't do a USDA refi into anything because it would show a certain a certain payoff, but then they would put that recapture on it.
No,
that
that's
could
not
be like
there.
26 additional thousand on the
No,
payoff.
that's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can refinance from USDA to conventional, USDA to FHA, USDA to US. There's a USDA Streamline, there's a VA Streamline, there's an FHA Streamline, and yeah, there's no appraisal required, no income verification, no credit check, just the appraisal check, or I mean mortgage check, mortgage payment check.
So why would someone want to, like, if I have a home in USDA and I want to refinance in USDA, why would it benefit me to refinance in FHA and not to USDA or vice versa?
Why would somebody refinance to FHA?
Yeah, if they originally bought it within USDA. I mean, refinancing is refinancing, correct?
Well, if they want to take cash out, there is no USDA cash out allowed. See, USDA is only for purchase and Streamline Refinance. If they want cash out, they got to go FHA or conventional.
So the ones that refinance with FHA, immediately they can take a cash out. They have to wait another.
No, they would do it with that FHA loan.
They can pull some equity out. They got equity.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha. That makes sense.
yeah. But what other test questions you guys? Is there any other major test questions you guys have? Anything else that comes up that you guys want to talk about or go over that was stumbling or?
Maybe, I don't know if it's a question, but maybe if we, you know how we got a cheat sheet for the matrix? I think it's on the matrix, but maybe if we can have like another cheat sheet with just the formulas. That way, like, you know how we in Encompass, you know, have you typed in the numbers? Of course, you know, taxes, we got to ask them what it is in the area. I mean, we got a general idea, but just something to kind of.
Like for what formulas though?
So, good God, what am I saying? So, you know, you have the PITI, right? I mean, principal and interest when you first put in the loan amount, and then you got to figure out, okay, is MCC? Well, I know that formula, but let's say you have like a cheat sheet would say MCC, this is the formula. Mortgage insurance or FHA, this is the formula. Just something to kind of that way when I put in the numbers, it's a rough estimate, but it's solid.
Well, I mean, the MI factor is an Encompass. All you're doing, I mean, all you're literally doing is just taking, like for the monthly MI, is just multiplying by the loan amount.
Okay.
I mean, is that what would that help you to like to have like, okay, in parentheses, take the loan amount, multiply it by the MI divided by 12. You know, I mean, yeah, we could do something like that. Yeah.
Just so, because I mean, I can do the math. It's not the math, it's the formula.
Yeah. Sure. No. Yeah. It's simple to do, but okay. What I really wanted to. Okay. It seems like you guys are.
No, I'm just throwing myself
Okay.
out. Transfer tax
Okay.
is the next one.
Yes. Which one's that? Which one's that?
What number?
It's a giant elephant, man. A giant elephant.
Transfer taxes, transfer. Number 80. Question number 80. So what are transfer taxes? My answer was transfer taxes come from transferring the mortgage from seller to buyer, can be paid for by both parties, and the relative can contribute the cover costs as well. Wrong. And so the
But
answer
the correct
said,
answer is I need to double check to make sure which states have. It's like we're talking to them on the phone. I mean,
No. There's
Just different types of transfer.
There's different
taxes.
types of transfer tax, and there's a spreadsheet that shows you which states have them. So, see, the question is,
what are transfer
yeah,
taxes?
and so basically, not every state has transfer taxes, and you need to make sure which states do it. We have a spreadsheet that shows and what the multiplier is, and so what the transfer tax is so when they're not in Texas, but like they're in Pennsylvania, they're in Florida. So when seller and buyer are, you know, in the transaction, that consummation to the buyer, he's conveying the property to the seller's conveying to the buyer. There is a transfer associated with that of the deed of the property, the title, and so as a result, there are certain transfer taxes that are due. And the seller is responsible for some, and the buyer is responsible for some. And there's different factors, multipliers, to determine what that amount is. Like in Pennsylvania, the seller pays 1% of the loan amount, and the buyer pays 1% of the loan amount for the transfer taxes. You see, so we need to find out. Like, there's only a few states, probably half a dozen states that have transfer taxes, but you need to know which ones they are.
Okay.
And what those rates are, and who's responsible. Like, cause see, in Florida, the seller pays for some of the transfer taxes, but he's not obligated to. It's customary. So it could be that you think that they are, and you write the loan with the concessions wrong because you thought the seller was going to pay them, when in fact the buyer's actually paying them. So we need to find out who's paying the transfer taxes and how much they are, what the factors are. And there's a spreadsheet. The point is, I want you to go to the spreadsheet to reference it, so that way you can find out who's actually responsible for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's basically what transfer taxes are. In some states, like in New York and Vermont and Pennsylvania, you know how we're escrowing for 3 months of taxes in Texas for escrow, you actually have to prepay 12 months of taxes in New York. So the fees are very expensive in New York.
I had this one question. Someone asked me, it's like, can they just pay their taxes every year by themselves? Does it have to be factored into that mortgage?
Yeah, that's only for conventional if they put 20% down.
Conventional 20%
Yeah.
down payment.
Yeah, but government loans you must escrow.
I saw here on the test about the community property states, something like if it's conventional, we don't have to factor in the wife's
Right.
income credit, so just USDA, FHA.
Yeah, so in government loans and community property states, you have to include the non-borrowing spouse's debts. So, like if Joe wants to buy a house and he doesn't want his wife to go on a loan, I still have to pull her credit and include her debts into the debt ratio. Now, if Joe goes conventional, I don't have to pull the wife's credit. You see? So,
Community property is only applicable with government bonds.
right, that's right.
So
Right.
in a non-community state, just let me make sure I'm not crazy, because I'm always thinking USDA, I gotta get the spouses.
It's not me, man. It's not me, dude.
Because I'm always thinking non-USDA, I still have to get the spouses' information, but really USD, non-community states, you just have to get the income to make sure they're under the income cap.
Right.
But in community states, we would have to pull that credit regardless.
Right.
So in some
Right.
situations, we might as well use their income then, correct?
Well, provided that their credit, in order to use their income, you have to be able to use their credit.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
get
use
paid
you
that
can't
way.
you can't use just the credit. I mean, just the income. If the credit's jacked up, you can't use the income.
So the credit's jacked up, they gotta go FHA.
Well, it depends. I mean, I need more information. I mean, to see I can't say they
Okay,
gotta
we
go.
might need to rescore the wife.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to do this, might have to do that. I mean, so. But yeah, in conventional loans, you don't have to include the non-borrowing spouse.
Okay.
With Dade, we used because we had to. They're in California.
Was Dave married?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Remember,
that.
we had to pull her credit.
No, I didn't know
And then
that.
we had to send her a separate. That was another thing. We had to send her
Later, Mark. I mean,
we had to send her the form to fill out, giving us consent to pull her credit. But we pulled it only because they're in a community property state. She wasn't going on the loan, but we had to pull her debts into the
Oh,
deal.
wow. So, okay. I just need this Texas law to be passed.
huh?
I said, I just need this law to be passed, or you to get the information, because I think that letter you sent out saying that if the debts were before marriage, I think that could be a game
I
changer.
can, but our underwriting doesn't want to go for it right
For better or worse, man.
now. Yeah, they don't want to go for
That's
it.
what they
They,
say. You marry a person with their debts.
I don't agree with it, but it's what it is what it is. So
Yeah. She got the college education. I mean,
In terms of community property state, let's say they're not married, even though they've been together for 10 plus years, they're not married. It's common law.
yeah, it's common law. You have to include her community property state.
But don't you have to see what the extent of the time together that qualifies for common law? Because it's different from state to state.
well, Texas is what, 1 year?
tricky to prove.
Yeah, it is, but it is. But here's you mean can you prevent it? Probably, but here's where you run into issues. If there's a joint tax return and he put married, you ain't gonna be able to deny that.
Also,
Yeah.
also,
So-
I don't know how much deeper they look, but on
They
the
do
credit
look for it.
report, they or when they looking you up, they put up your previous addresses. So both of y'all addresses are the same. 10 years.
They look for that. Yeah, if they see on your DL same addresses and they see tax returns last 2 years same addresses.
But you also have to refer to yourself as married. It's other than just
Yeah.
cohabitating
Right.
for 10 years. There's a few others.
Because you can have a long-standing roommate.
Right. No,
That's not. I mean, seriously,
I know,
that's not
but-
a common
But if
law.
you're filing joint tax returns and putting married, even
Yeah.
though there's not a marriage down at the county courthouse,
Right.
they're going to say you're
Yeah, and they're going to include her debts. So you just it's all how you structure the deal. Now remember, if you're doing conventional, then you don't have to worry about it. But for FHA or USDA, even if you're not legally married and it's common law, then you're going to have to include their debts if they say they're common law married and everything. All the evidence points towards that.
So with USDA, like if we were to do a USDA loan right now, my son is working. So I would have to include his
He lives with you.
income because he lives with us.
Yep.
Or
So-
like you said, little Johnny gonna have to give up the
Yeah,
job.
quit, bro.
Yeah.
But I'll pay you back, son. Don't worry about it.
There's so many nuances and moving parts, but this is good. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everyone feels the same way. But I was just in the hallway just thinking. I was like, man, I came all the way to humble to get humbled, you know. But it's actually really good, man. It's really good information. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna retake this Joker, man, and get an 85. And if I don't get an 85, I'm gonna take it again.
Yeah, just keep going.
And get a
Just keep going.
95.
That's the main thing. Is that here's the thing: you just have to keep going. I mean, that's you take it one day at a time. And I mean, I promise you, you can get this stuff down. Your income's gonna skyrocket. You know, I mean, that's I mean, imagine if you know how to.
Well-rounded though. You gotta.
Yeah.
You can't just be on the phone talking to people. You gotta know what the heck
Really
you're talking
know.
about.
Of course.
Yeah.
And know people and know how
Right.
to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah, because I was sitting here thinking, like, okay, I'm like, well, I got a good, I think I've improved my score, but this means nothing if you don't really know
Right.
the intangibles. And I'm sitting here looking like this score is just going to, I mean, this test is going to probably grow another 30 to 50 questions the next time. You know what I mean? Because this thing is so evolving. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is Angela making it more.
Well, it's just
Applicable
no,
to life.
but I want you.
Real life.
Yeah, I want you guys to get better. I mean, you know,
Real time.
so, you know, but yeah, I mean, so you know, I think it's obviously there's a lot more. We could probably go for another couple hours.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, I can. I mean, you can. I mean, it's up to you.
The absorption rate will suffer
Yeah,
greatly, but
yeah.
if you must.
No,
Which means, you know what? That's the time that you want it. Because now I'm missing those times where I'm getting headaches.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not putting enough in
yeah,
there.
you're not putting enough in.
You want the
Yeah.
headaches. You want the migraines.
Expands your mind. Yeah.
I tell you, the first week you start, I you know, the first time you start, you're gonna go to sleep. Keep in mind,
It's gonna be running
you
across.
run through your. I mean, it's always gonna be running through your head. That first week, there's so much information thrown at you.
And here since Wednesday, bro. It already is.
Oh, this is.
Already is.
No, you ain't even had got the half.
All right.
I got people coming by.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Angelo.
Would you agree with this statement, Angelo?
Yeah.
And I was sharing it with the other guys. I said young guys, the other guys. If you don't get to a point with this job